Alright, I've got your plan open in Chief Premier X11, so whatever I do here, you're not going to be able to use. Um, I'm in technical illustration, and I've toggled off patterns so we can see. Just cleans up the roof. And what I've done here is I've auto built the roof. You probably ought to, my suggestion would be that you try to leave auto rebuild roofs on and let the program do the work for you until it gets to a point where that doesn't work or it's more trouble than it's worth. So I noticed there's a bunch of really wacky stuff going on here. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over here to Edit, Reset to Defaults, All Floors, Floor Heights and Ceiling Heights. And I'm going to say Roof Directives and Walls, Wall Top Heights, Wall Bottom Heights. I'm guessing that you haven't done any roof groups, so say OK, and let's see what that does. Yeah, that looks a little better. So now you can move your walls around easily. You can move your walls around, and the roof will move to accommodate them. So let's go back over here to Plan. First thing I always do, everybody seems to have all these grids turned on, and I'm over here at the edge. There's other ways to turn these off. This just drives me nuts to have this grid turned on, so I'm going to turn the reference grid and the snap grid off because we don't need them. I'm going to turn off dimensions. No need for those. We don't need furniture. This just sort of cleans up the plan and makes things easier to see. So let's see, let's go up. So we're on the third floor. Let's see if we can't delete that. Yep. So we're on the third floor. And there's the fourth floor. And there's, looks like the attic. So let's see if we can't delete that. The program's pretty bad about generating automatic walls in the attic, or above it, walls that it thinks you need that you really don't. So it's good to go back and redo those. So I'm gonna turn on reference display. So that's stairs. On level 2, we'll go up. So there's your room on level 3. And I'm just going to scoot these over. And we'll go back. So it looks like you just need to bring those walls in about 10 inches or something. So let's go back down to level 3. I'm just gonna Alright, I'm gonna do this with transform replicate. I'm just gonna say plus 10. And come back over here, plus 10 or minus 10. And you've got a bunch of stuff here. So that's pretty close to, you know, your corners here are pretty close to the corners of the roof. You know, these ridges right here. So I'm thinking you probably want is this over this and this wall over this. So let's see, I'm going to draw a CAD line right there, draw one over here. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to center it. On that wall. I'm going to take this one and center it on that wall. And then I'm going to grab this point to point and okay, so we've got 10 and 5/16. Turn these back off. All right, so I can just drag this over on top of this, or maybe not. I'll select that, center it on that. All right, so I'm going to move this one to the right, transform replicate. And 5/16. I'm going to copy this. Say OK. And then I'm going to move this. And 5/16. I'm going to move this. Minus 10 and 5/16. And then we can connect these up. And if you zoom in here, you can see there's your roof plane, so you can see where it hits right there. It's hitting over here. It's hitting here, and it's hitting over here. So, let's see, we don't need that wall. We don't need this little wall here. Don't need this one. Don't need this one. Alright, I'm going to click the wall tool, hold shift, and marquee select all those walls. I'm going to copy them, Control C. I'm going to go up to the 4th floor. I'm going to select these and delete them, and then I'm going to Control Alt V to paste those walls in place. It looks like those end walls need to come out just a little bit. And you can see in these views, you can sort of see there's your floor structure right there. And I think this floor structure you want down underneath your roof. So I'm just gonna manually move these. It looks like, let's see. I don't even remember. I'm looking for well, this is pretty sad. It looks like you've got when I click an object like this and I hit one of the arrow keys, it's just moving a tiny bit. I leave mine set on an inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use transform replicate. We're going to move this an inch. We'll go down here and move this one minus 1 inch. And let's come back over here. Back to the 3rd floor. Click here. Align with wall above. Click here. Align with wall above. Still need to move those end walls just a little bit, it looks like. But I'll let you work on that. Anyway, that gets you square or rectangular according to your roof. So let's do a back clip cross section. And so it looks like this 3rd floor here needs to come down. So we're on the 3rd floor. I'm going to open this room. Structure, I'm going to make it 48 inches. So there's your floor structure down a little bit below the top of this. And then what we'll do is we'll go to the 4th floor. I'm going to turn off reference display. And again, I'm just going to pick the wall tool, shift select all these walls. I'm going to open them. We're going to go to wall types. We're going to make this a pony wall. Bottom interior 4. We're going to make the top railing. And Looks like you've already got this set to 16 inches. Let's see what that looks like. Looks like that's a little low, but I'm just, I'm just guessing at some of these numbers. We can open up this room, and what we can do, I'm on the floor above. I'm on the 4th floor, but I can change the 3rd floor ceiling right here. So I'm going to make it 56. Yep, all that did was shift select these walls. Wall types. I'm going to make this 16. Again, it looks like, these end walls need to, this one needs to come this way, this back one needs to come this other way. And let's see, you probably want that. You don't need this to be 36. Let's make it 24. That looks a little better. All right, I'm approaching 20 minutes here. This is going to take a long time. I've got a really slow internet connection, so this is going to take a long time for me to upload. I know this is always kind of rambling when you're just looking over stuff that you've never looked at before, but I'm guessing that you want this, you're going to want this foundation to be brick. There's a trick to that. And I think I might have a video on doing it. I'll see if I can't find that. Also, I notice you've got brick. You've got brick across the face of this, and it looks like you've got brick over here too, so I'm out of time here. I'm at 20 minutes, so I'm gonna close this. Hopefully that all that talk about this this swimming pool is helpful.